Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuhu. I'm going to share a journey with you, hopefully over the course of the next 20 minutes, interspersed with some Urdu as well, about Majlis Ansarullah and its contribution towards the success of humanity first. I want to start by let's looking at who we are. Majlis Ansarullah. Ansarullah, helpers of Allah. What help does Allah require? Does He require any help? We know that He expects of us two things: to fulfill the rights of God, and secondly, to fulfill the rights of man. So how is and how can Majlis Ansarullah fulfill the second aspect, which is the rights of man, which is what I am going to share with you? We are most fortunate that we have been given a system within this blessed organization to help us fulfill that second aspect. And that institution, and it is an institution, is the Charity Walk for Peace. This is a major avenue with which we in Majlis Ansarullah are able to fulfill that obligation of becoming helpers of Allah. If I can ask for the Charity Walk slide. I was hoping to be able to see it on the screen, but I can't. I hope you can see it. So this gives you a summary of what each and every one of you are doing to help fulfill that role. Over the last so many years, £4.2 million are what you have raised. 4.2 million. That is not a small amount. So this is what you do to help humanity. This is what you do to fulfill your obligations as members of Ansarullah. I want you to take a good look at those facts and figures, because we very easily forget these in our day-to-day lives. The charity walk comes, the charity walk goes, and it's easy to forget. I'd urge you to remember those, and I want you to now, I will try to now link how the efforts that you make within this charity walk for peace, how they are linked to the success of one of the other humanitarian arms of Jamaat Ahmadiyya, which is the humanitarian arm of Humanity First. I want to give you a bit of a background to Humanity First in the words of the Khulafa that set it up. If we can show video 1, please.
Some funds were raised entirely for the sake of helping the suffering humanity. I decided to spend that money on the poor people, and that is exactly what we are doing. Not only in one country, but in Ghana, in Nigeria, where are the people suffering. Moreover, we had means of helping people with human sacrifice, which, coupled with the meager financial resources, makes a sizable contribution. But without that human sacrifice, that small contribution financially would not mean anything. Now, our experience tells us that if we spend money ourselves for a good cause, the result is 10 times more satisfactory.
fikre khud se fikre duniya ke liye azad hain, shad karte hain zamane bhar ko khud nashad hain.
Serve God's creation and show love towards them. This requires true selflessness and love for others. It requires that a person does not rest until he has solved the problems of others and takes the weight of their burdens onto his own shoulders. It requires that a person's heart is consumed by love for others, whereby he cares not for his own comfort, but rather he cares only for the comfort of others. It requires that a person is ever ready to personally absorb all forms of distress for the sake of others, to consider the pain of others as though it is his own pain. It requires that a person is ready to bear personal suffering or anxiety so that others can live in peace and contentment.
भी हैं तेरे बंदे ऐ खुदा, सच है कि कुछ ऐसे भी हैं.
That summarizes what your efforts actually mean. Each year, when you are serving within that charity walk, this is where every penny, this is one of the areas where your pennies and pounds are spent. I'm going to now take you, we are now going to go on a very quick journey across the world to see for yourselves where your efforts are actually changing lives, where your efforts are actually making a difference. And this is your efforts across the board. Who has heard of Hurricane Harvey last year? Hands up. So a few of you. Hurricane Harvey occurred in the United States last August. Jamaat Ahmadiyya across the board reached out to help and assist those people. One young man from Chicago traveled 1,000 miles to Houston, literally overnight. You all know the feeling when your Zaim or your Qaid gives you a text at 11 o'clock at night saying, Sadr Saab has asked for X, Y, and Z, please make yourself available. Let's hear from this young man. Video 3, please.
Assalamu alaikum, Ismail. Thank you for coming out to Houston. You're from Chicago. You've been serving the Ahmadiyya Muslim Youth Association partnered with Humanity First. Can you tell us a little bit about what compelled you to come here and how your experience has been? Yeah.
Okay, well, as an Ahmadi Muslim youth, when I got a text late last night saying that, you know, there's some help needed in Houston and there's an opportunity for you to serve. And I had been working with Humanity First in the past in other capacities, and an opportunity to come and help hands-on. And I keep on using the word opportunity because that's really what it is here. I mean, yes, these people, like, they appreciate it and they come out and they come out to me and they're thanking us about what we're doing here. But at the same time, I do stop and I take a moment to thank them, you know, and I thank them for giving me the opportunity to, you know, improve my relationship with God. When I see, you know, everyone coming together as a community, as a nation, you know, I think especially, you know, given the recent politics and things like that, seeing as a nation people coming together towards one cause, brotherhood, working to help strangers in a different part of our country. I think that is really what drives me as an Ahmadi Muslim youth, because our nation and helping our fellow man, helping our country is so much of, it's what I say in my pledge at every Ijtema, every youth gathering. We say this in our pledge that we are going to help our fellow man, we're going to help our nation. And for me, being an opportunity to physically do that, and now I see, having done that, now I see the impact it does on me. It definitely is making me a better person in some capacity, and it's humbling. I'm able to, yes, help, but at the same time, it's such a big benefit to me as a person to build my own character. So may God put a blessing in this thing, and may our prayers are with Houston, and our prayers are with the people affected, and may we continue to come together as a community like this and truly make a difference in not only the affected area but in also ourselves.
Jazakallah Ismail, we really appreciate you.
So we spoke at the beginning about Majlis Ansarullah helping God Almighty, those two aspects, fulfillments, the rights of God and the rights of man. The promised Messiah, al-Islam, has actually said a couplet which links the two together, particularly in terms of humanitarian world and particularly in terms of disasters. He says, "Aag hai par aag se wo sab bachaye jayenge jo ke rakhte hain khudae zul ajaib se pyar." Even though there is fire, all will be saved from it who have deep love for Allah, the possessor of wonders. So we've heard from this young man that even within humanitarian efforts, there is a deep link between the service to man and the service to God. Let's hear video 4 from Dennis, how he feels in response to the service that the Jamaat has given.
So we have Dennis with us. We just helped him out a little bit. We're going to try to come back tomorrow and help him out some more. So Dennis, how was it working with the Ahmadiyya Muslim Youth Association?
Oh man, y'all are great, super man. Y'all helping everybody around here. We need to help bad. And y'all right here, y'all doing a wonderful job. I hope y'all keep on doing what y'all doing, because it's a beautiful thing y'all doing, man, because people need help. You know, I need help, everybody y'all need help around here. So, you know, man, if y'all ever do the same thing, I'll be right there to help y'all.
Yeah, for sure. So how bad was the flood here?
Oh, the water was like 5 feet over in my house.
Inside your house, 5 feet?
Yeah, 5 feet, yeah.
So we'll try to stop by tomorrow and finish up. And today we were able to help a little bit. Okay. We really appreciate you, Dennis. And you stay strong. We're going to bounce back from this.
Okay. Hey, and God bless y'all.
All right. Thank you so much.
So from the United States, from a first world country, let's go to Syria. The Syrian war and the Syrian refugee crisis, nobody cannot be touched by the troubles that happen there. Day in, day out, young children, men, women, adults suffer brutal torture, inhumane captivity, and an impact on their life that is very hard to describe. I'm going to share with you some of the realities on the ground. The Zartari camp in Jordan houses 600,000 Syrian refugees, the large majority of those being women and young children. The Syrian race is a very dignified race, a race of people that strive to work for a living. The challenges that they face are such that the whole fabric of their society has perished. Dignified women that are left in a situation that they are forced by circumstances to indulge in activities that would make us all cry, that you wouldn't want your wives and your sisters and your daughters to be involved in. But this, sadly, is the reality of a section of society in those camps, because they have no way of feeding themselves. They have no way of earning a living. And they have been forced into depravity by their circumstances. Dignified women. And I can't bear to give you the precise details, but they're in public knowledge for those that follow the United Nations, and the challenges and the exploitation that these women feel at the hands of merciless people that claim to be humanitarians. Let me play you a few words of our beloved Imam about the challenges faced in those lands. Video 5, please.
ख़ास तौर पर इन तरक्की याफ्ता मुल्कों में रहने वाले अहमदी और अच्छे हालात में रहने वाले अहमदी इस बात का ख्याल रखें कि दुनिया में बेशुमार लोग बहुत बुरे हालात में रह रहे हैं। यहाँ तक कि एक अंदाजे के मुताबिक 815 मिलियन लोग भूखे रहते हैं, उनको खाना नहीं मिलता। रोज़ाना हर 9 में से एक शख्स भूखा सोता है, बग़ैर खाना खाए सारा दिन कफाके से सोता है। हर तीसरा शख्स, ख़ास तौर पर बच्चे, खुराक की कमी का शिकार हैं या मुनासिब ग़िज़ा नहीं मिल रही। बल्कि ये अदाद व शुमार जो दिए जाते हैं मेरे ख़्याल में सही नहीं है। इससे बहुत ज़्यादा लोग भूख का शिकार हैं। और अब ये इराक़ और शाम और यमन वगैरह की जंग की वजह से लीबिया में कई लोग, ख़ास तौर पर बच्चे, खुराक और इलाज से महरूम हैं और ये तादाद वहाँ बढ़ रही है। गुज़श्ता दिनों में सोशल मीडिया पर एक तस्वीर चल रही थी जिस पर ये लिखा हुआ था कि एक डॉक्टर किसी बच्चे को, तस्वीर थी ये बच्चे को रोटी दे रहा है और वो बच्चा डॉक्टर को कह रहा है कि क्या कोई ऐसी दवाई है तुम्हारे पास है जिससे मुझे कभी भूख महसूस ना हो। और डॉक्टर इस बच्चे की ये बात सुनकर रो पड़ा। तो ये तस्वीर सही है या गलत, लेकिन ये हकीकत है कि भूख से दुनिया में बच्चों का ये हाल है। लेकिन जंग के जुनूनियों को उससे कोई ख्याल नहीं क्या हाल हो रहा है बच्चों का। बच्चे अपने माँ बाप से महरूम किए जा रहे हैं और न सिर्फ महरूम किए जा रहे हैं बल्कि उस वजह से फिर फाकों की ज़िंदगी गुजार रहे हैं।
In this war in Syria, even though every human being is precious to us, there are many members of our own Jamaat suffering in that country. And despite that suffering, their love for Khilafat, their attachment to their Imam, despite being thousands of miles away from him, is so strong that it makes me embarrassed that I am able to call myself an MD when I look at those children. And I want you to look at one of these children. I'm going to play you a small video of a young little girl that most of you will have seen. I want you to look into her eyes and look into her eyes very deeply. Imagine the anguish that she has suffered. Imagine the journey that she has made to leave her war-torn country. If I can ask for video number 6.
फूल तुम पर फरिश्ते निछावर करे और कुशादा तरक्की की राह करे फूल तुम।
السلام عليكم ورحمة الله وبركاته.
وعليكم السلام
أنا
ورحمة
بنت
الله.
عثمان جاي من سوريا عمري 9 سنين. حبيت أهديك هاو الصور أنا وأختي رسمنا لك إياهم.
कहते हैं कि मैं सीरिया से हूँ, 9 साल मेरी उम्र है। मैं हजूर की खिदमत में तस्वीरें पेश करना चाहती हूँ जो मैंने बनाई।
अच्छा दाव दे दो।
अल्लाह तफद्दल।
आ जाओ। अच्छा
आए वो दिन के हम जिनकी चाहत में गिनते थे दिन अपनी तस्कीन जा के लिए जिनके
إنني حقا سعيدة لأنني تكلمت مع الخليفة ونظرت إليه وقبلت يديه. هذا كان كلامي.
So why are we going along this journey today in this brief talk? We're going along this journey to remind ourselves, because we all need reminding, to remind ourselves, what does the charity walk for peace mean? What does it mean to me and what does it mean to you? This is what it means to each and every one of us. And I want you to remember these images. I want you to remember these stories when you're going out raising funds, when you're going out trying to encourage others to raise funds. I want you to use these messages to help people focus. Now I'm going to share with you a very brief video of how we all work. Ansar, Lajna, Khudam, across the world. We sometimes feel that it's only here in the United Kingdom that we are able to offer service. But some of our best servants across the world are some of our best experts, are even within Lajna Maula. I want to show you one of our Lajna doctors working in the Lombok earthquake in July and August. And as she speaks, she's hit with another 6.4 Richter scale earthquake. Video number 7, please.
6 Richter scales aftershock, including when the MTA team conducted the interviews with the chief doctors.
Saya seorang anggota AMA, Ahmadiyah Muslim Medical Association, yang tugasnya memang untuk bidang kemanusiaan. Tetapi sebagaimana kita tahu bahwa instruksi dari Huzur, bahwa untuk tugas kemanusiaan di lapangan, kita harus berdiri di bawah naungan Humanity First. Jadi sekarang ini saya bertugas sebagai relawan Humanity First. Ya, kalau saya lihat yang paling umum memang keluhan kena benturan ya, karena itu kan dampak dari gempa di mana mereka dalam posisi sedang tenang atau berdiri tiba-tiba terjatuh sehingga banyak yang mengalami luka-luka maupun memar. Di samping itu ada juga yang memang dampak psikologis berupa stres atau traumatis sehingga mereka mengakibatkan sulit tidur, kemudian tensinya juga menjadi naik dan mengakibatkan keluhan sesak nafas ataupun seperti keluhan pencernaan diakibatkan karena terlalu banyak pikiran mungkin ya.
Saya takut itu kena genteng, makanya tadi
ya, betul.
udah nggak konsen.
Even though it only lasts for a few seconds, the quake had a strength of 6.2.
So that's Indonesia. You saw the United States, you saw Iraq. Yemen, the largest humanitarian crisis to hit the world as we speak. Recently, the Associated Press reached a village that nobody to this day had reached during the war. This is a video that they have prepared, and I want to share it with you to give you a flavor of the challenges faced in that country. Number 10, please.
الأسبوع الواحد نستقبل 17 حالة أقل تقدير. سوء تغذية حاد وخيم، لا متوسط عاد ولا عاد يعني في المستوى الطبيعي، حاد وخيم جدا العظم.
احنا نطبخ اوراق الشجر وناكل من الشجر وننطق من الشجر صلى على النبي. يعني هنا ما يقول لك يعني تغذيه ما بوش تغذيه خماد موت في هذا المكان.
the situation of the families without any job, without any income, with no salaries for public employees, and in the middle of the war is catastrophic.
I've been told there's only 2 minutes left. I want to end with the words of our beloved Imam, Hazrat Amirul Mu'mineen. Video number 11, please.
कई बच्चों को यतीम कर दिया, कई औरतों को बेवा कर दिया, कई लोगों को अपाहज बना दिया, बिला इम्तियाज़ ज़ालिमाना तौर पर औरतों, बच्चों, बूढ़ों की ज़िंदगियों को ख़त्म कर दिया.
I hope I've been able to give you a whistle-stop tour about what it means for us as members of Majlis Ansarullah to serve humanity. There are colleagues here who can share with you more details of some of the work that I've highlighted today and the work that is only possible through the efforts of people like yourselves. Jazakallah, Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullah.